All right, folks, this is Wager Detective here. It's that time of year. We're coming towards the end of the NFL and college football playoff season, and now it's time to start transitioning into the NHL and college basketball. We're going to get into this 11 o'clock game. It's 10:44 now, so I'm going to try to get this up quick. Virginia, 11-2, having a pretty good year. You look at the SOS, though, stands out there, 202nd in the nation out of 365. Pretty good offensive rating, but then when you factor in the SOS, not really that solid. We look at what they've done. They just lost to Virginia Tech on New Year's Eve day. They lost in triple overtime game. They lost that game. And they're getting into, that was their first game getting in the conference tournament play. And they've already started off with a loss. But they've been running roughshod over teams. They did come off the American game, beating them 95-51, and in Maryland they won 80-72. But if you look at this year, this is only going to be their third road game. They did beat Texas this year 88-69, so it should be interesting here. Let's take a look. They do have a pretty good coach. Ryan Odom's not a bad coach. He does have let's see what he's done in Virginia, 11-2. So Odom, that name sounds familiar. Is that the Utah State coach? No, he came from Virginia Commonwealth. Okay, so VCU. We had a good year last year, 52-21 in his time there, and he has played some tough teams. You look at the SOS, 4.41 and 1.30, a little bit less than that now. So let's see who they'll be playing today. Virginia. They're going to be going to NC State, where they are 5-2 in their last 7 versus NC State when they play in Carolina. We look what they do here. NC State, a lot of guys that were high, recruits, top 100 recruits, and then Paul McNeil leading the way in the front court there, 14.2. They do have 4 guys that are double digits on the year, loaded with talent over there. They finally got rid of their former coach. Forget the guy's name. Keats, I think the guy's name was Keats. And we look at this coach. He's coming from McNeese State. Pretty solid overall record, 365 and 256. 365 games, 256, 109, 70% winning percentage there, and always with a solid SRS and a solid points SOS. And if we look at NC State this year, they're a pretty solid team in more ways than one. You look at their strength of schedule. They play the 28th toughest schedule in the nation, and you look at their SRS, pretty solid at 22 roughly. They're beating teams by 16 points a game. If I was to look at this game, I know Virginia is coming off a solid loss, triple overtime. They're going to be looking to bounce back. This is conference play. I do want to see the games that NC State is coming off of. They're coming off of the Wake Forest win. They won by 13 there. So they started off with a win for conference play, and they're going to look to keep that going here. It's a tough game. I do know that Virginia, like I said, is 5-2 in their last 7 against NC State when they play in Carolina. The over-under is 0-10 in their last 10 meetings between these teams. Under that total. Let's see what the total here is set at. I think it's 154.5. Just want to make sure here. Take a look. College basketball. Take a look here. Okay, so 152.5. That line did drop a little bit lower. It was 154.5 a couple minutes ago. If I was to look at this game, I know Virginia is coming off the loss. They are ranked 21st in the nation. But if you look at their SOS, I'm not really impressed with that. 4.5 seems like a number that people will probably try to get behind with Virginia, and they're a ranked team. I usually bet against the rankings. I'm going to lean NC State in this game. The line did drop a couple points. That's a tough one. Last 10 meetings have gone under that 154.5. I like NC State minus the 4.5 and under 152.5. This is Wager Detective coming to you live from Atlantic City, January 3rd, 2025, 10:48 in the morning. And guys, click the like button and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. TikTok, and Facebook, guys. I'll talk to you soon.